Hello and welcome to Film Companion South. In this episode, we're going to be talking about O Manapenne, which has been directed by Kaarthikk Sundar. This title is actually delightful because it plays on a very favorite Rahman song. I love the way it puns on that song. The film stars Harish Kalyan and Priya, Bhavani, Shankar. It is a faithful remake of Tarun Bhaskar's Pelli Chupulu. Now, if you haven't seen that movie, it's a Telugu film and it's a rom-com, and it has, obviously, because of the nature of the rom-com, two opposing types. The girl is super focused and the boy is lazy. He has no clear sense of direction or purpose in his life. He's still clearing his arrears, whereas she's got a gold medal in a management degree. She is detail oriented, she is punctual, he's not, so on and so forth. But the best thing about this whole concept was that you can dream up all the concepts that you want, but if you don't get the right actors, they all go to dust. So the best thing about Pelli Chupulu was the casting, the way it brought together Vijay Deverakonda and Ritu Varma. She really looked like the gold-winning MBA type, and he really looked like the lazy loser type, the lazy loser but a lovable lazy loser type. What actually is special about this is that they brought an inner life to their characters. That is very important, because anybody can play focused, right? That's an external character. Anybody can play lazy, right? That's, you just sit there and you have a smoke or something like that. That's lazy. But what really makes that character more than what they are is that inner life that an actor brings to a character, and Ritu Varma and Vijay Deverakonda did that brilliantly. Both their individual performances as well as their scenes together, the mutual scenes together, the mutual chemistry was off the charts good, as was Tarun Bhaskar's staging and direction. The film had a genuine newness to it in the way it was staged and realized, and everything that a director needs to do seemed so fresh and new in the film. Now that's not exactly there in O Manapenne, which gets off to quite a shaky start. There's a staginess to the dialogues and also to the performances, and the leads take a while to settle down. I mean that they take a while to settle into their roles, and at first they are pleasant but very bland. That inner life that I spoke about earlier, that's not there in either Harish Kalyan or Priya Bhavani Shankar. In fact, Priya Bhavani Shankar has better chemistry with Ashwin Kumar, who plays her ex-boyfriend in a small flashback. He's very good, as are the two actors who play Harish Kalyan's friends, Anbadasan and Abhishek Kumar. And another person who stands out in this performance is Venu Arvind, who plays Harish Kalyan's father. Otherwise, there is no energy in the acting or in the frames, in the staging, and everything seems a little loose, a little off. Like, it's like a person is saying, okay, you start saying a dialogue, stop, and then you pick up, you say a dialogue, stop. There is no real sense of an actual energy of an interaction. We seem to be seeing variations of similar scenes, which was exactly the case in Pelli Chupulu as well, but I didn't quite feel that there because of all the things that I've mentioned so far. But once the central idea of the food truck is established, that is with Priya Bhavani Shankar as the manager slash business person and with Harish Kalyan as a chef, the film really takes off. O Manapenne really takes off. The leads begin to click and their cat and mouse rapport becomes quite affecting. In fact, both of them seem a little better in their serious scenes rather than their lighter scenes earlier, supposedly lighter scenes earlier. In fact, this food truck is a wonderful metaphor. Now, whether or not Tarun Bhaskar thought of it this way, I don't know, but it's basically something that says, you bring something, it's any relationship, right? It could be between lovers, between parents, between like you and your parents, or you and your siblings, or you and anybody, in any kind of relationship. It basically says, you bring this and I bring this, and we both kind of use these things together and make this relationship work. I like that idea in the food truck very much. The second half also works because a lot of the themes that I hinted at in the first half, they become bigger, they become articulated, and they really make a lot of sense. For example, when I was much younger, I wish I had had the guts to go and tell somebody that, don't make us live life with your pace, the pace that your generation and your father's generation and their father's generation lived. Sometimes it's okay to just breathe. We will find our way. Just give us some time and give us the space. So apart from the central conflict, there are also these tiny little conflicts that always keep the screenplay interesting. Another little conflict that comes across like this is the continuing presence of the dowry system that the Harish Kalyan character is actually kind of invested in, because he's so lazy and he thinks he can just live off the money that his wife brings. Now, to some of us, this might seem shocking, but the film does not pass any judgment on any of its characters. I mean, there is a light disgusting kind of, expression from Priya, Bhavani, Shankar. But otherwise, the film is very, very clear that these people are who they are, and we are not going to pass judgments on them. We're just going to keep observing them. Of course, all of this comes from the Pellu Chupulu universe. What's nice and unique and new in O Manapenne is Vishal Chandrasekhar's music, which is a nice mix of the old and the new that the film is going for. The film itself is about the mix of the old and the new, and the music reflects this beautifully. So I will say O Manapenne is an okayish remake, but if you haven't seen Pellu Chupulu, you may upgrade that to decent or even to good. That's the end of this review. If you like this video, do subscribe to Film Companion South, and see you soon at the movies.